Hey guys, welcome you all in T3P. This is the first video where I'm going to simplify cloud computing. So, what exactly the cloud computing is? So, you can see there are many services which we are using day to day, right? And there are many applications we are using now. So, now most of the application you are using either they are hosted on one of the cloud provider or the other. So, mostly whatever services we are using in our day in or day out, these are hosted in the cloud platform. So the thing is, what exactly these cloud platforms are? So, and what is the cloud computing? So the cloud computing is the delivery of computing services over the internet. Well, it is very beneficial, and why we are using it, let's understand that. See, in the market there are many cloud providers. So you have heard name of Microsoft Azure, AWS Cloud, and Google Cloud. And even we are having different cloud provider like Oracle, IBM, Alibaba. There are many cloud providers. So these cloud provider are something who is providing the services. Who is the customer for them? We are the customer. Our organization is the customer. Where we are launching our application, we are utilizing these cloud providers resources to build our application or services that is used by our users. So there are many ways by which we can deploy these services. So there are different kinds of cloud as well, and these are mentioned like public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, or community cloud. These are known as a deployment model. So when we are talking about the public cloud, it is available for everyone. So these provider you can see above, these comes under public cloud. When we are talking about the private cloud, that means all the resources is within our organization control. So it is within our on-prem environment that, but it is fulfilling some requirement. That's why it is known as a private cloud. We will also see how we can say that our organization having the private cloud. Next is hybrid cloud. So there are many services where which you don't want to put in the cloud providers resources. So in that case, for example, you want the control of on the data side, but you can host the application on the cloud provider. In that case, we can put half of our solution into the cloud provider, and we can keep certain things which we require in our on-prem environment. So hybrid cloud is the combination of public cloud and private cloud. There is the fourth one, that is community cloud, but it is not for the commercial purpose. It is for mainly like it is used for research, for governments, for defense. These are the community use this kind of services from these cloud provider, but in general we will not have the access to that one. For that there is certain criteria that we need to fulfill, then only we will be eligible to utilize those services. Next thing, the service model. As I mentioned, cloud computing is something delivering of computing services over the internet. So whatever resources we are using for our application, for our service, is provided as a service by these cloud provider. So the thing is, when we are talking about building a whole infrastructure in our organization, we have to have one physical building. On top of that, we build our data center, then we will provide the connectivity through the networking resources. Then on top of that one, we will install some servers. On top of server, we need operating system. On operating, after installing operating system, we build some platform. On that one, developers can write the code, and after that our application will be hosted. So these are the life cycle for every organization if you want to build any application. But the thing is, when you are using cloud providers, there are certain services it offers. Like if you need control on these things, okay, so whatever you can see here, infrastructure as a service, that means these physical building, data center, networking equipment or servers is controlled by this cloud provider, and from here onwards you will receive these things as a service. That means after this you have the control to use your own operating system. What you want, whatever you want to build, you can do that one, and whatever application you want to host, that you can do it on in this service model. When we are talking about platform as a service, it is mentioned like platform, it is providing platform as a service. That means for example, your developer want to just spend time on writing code and building applications, so you will directly get the access to the platform. You no need to worry about what operating system it is. You just need to focus on writing on your code. So platform as a service is good option when you are a developer, you just want to write code and build your application. When you are, you don't want any headache of building any application or something, you can use SaaS. So in this case, it is full-fledged application that you can directly use it, like your Gmail account, your Facebook account, your X account, whatever, where you just need to provide your username and password, you can use that application. That comes under SaaS applications. For this one, you just need a license. So cloud provider just take the money for the license and give you the access, like Office 365 from the Microsoft, you need access. So these applications comes under software as a service. Now the thing is, why we need to use these all? Because cloud provider, cloud computing provides very many benefits to you. Like it is very cost effective because they bought it in a bulk and they just rent it out whatever you need to use it. So after, you know, need you don't have to take the pain of buying the hardwares and all. It is very scalable. That means today you need just 2 servers, tomorrow you need 4 servers, you can directly go and change the configuration, you will get the scalable resources. That means you, whenever you need it, you can increase it. But in real time in our organization, if you have 2 servers, you need to buy 2 more, then you have to go through the whole process of procurement. That will take around 2 to 3 months easily. But here within second you can decide and request for that one, and in real time you will get it. Next is elastic. So it's based on demand, it can stretch or shrink. So you no need to worry about buying more servers or reducing the number of servers here. Fourth is reliable, as it is providing the redundancy at each level, so it is very much reliable than our standalone environment. Global benefit is something you can access it from anywhere. No need to worry about from which device you are connecting or which location you are connecting. You will have until unless you have the access to the internet, you can access your resources easily. Last benefit is secure. That means it every cloud provider has a team of security expert. They deep down and there are multiple layer security they provide at each and every layer. So you no need to worry about the security when you are moving to the cloud. Next thing, as I mentioned, how you can say your organization having the private cloud. So there are, as per NIST, you should fulfill some requirement, like your environment should be provide on-demand self-service portal. That means they can directly request it and it should fulfill through the automation. Second thing, broad network access. Whatever resources you are having, it should be accessed from globally. Third is multi-tenancy and resource pooling. That means you should provide the multi-tenancy. That means on the same box, multiple tenants should be there, multiple applications should be hosted. That means it should be shareable with multiple resources. Fourth benefit, we are having rapid elasticity and scalability. As I mentioned, these are the biggest benefit of cloud providers. So your environment should fulfill elasticity. That means it should stretch, it should add the resources as and when needed. Last is measured services. That means whatever you are using, you should be able to predict that in advance. So whatever services you are using, you should be charged on that one. It is not something like you need to buy it in advance. It's not the case in the when we are using the cloud. You just need to pay what you are using. So pay as you go model is there. If you are sure that your configuration is fixed, then you can go with the reserved model where you can save some money. And there are more other cases as well, like spot instances it provide. When it is not used, then time you can use those services that is at high it is available at high discount. So these are many things that we will discuss in our future video. So this is something you should know when you are starting your journey in the cloud computing. Thank you very much. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech learning resources.